All right, thank you, Corey. We're continuing our discussion about the impact of American tariffs implemented this morning, specifically now here in Alberta. Joining us is Mark Parsons, who's the chief economist with ATB. So, Mark, we had you in earlier when we thought these tariffs were coming a month ago, 6 weeks ago. We talked about different scenarios that could come out of this. Is this the worst case scenario now?
It's right up there. We thought that this could happen. Now it's become a reality. And, you know, at one point we were thinking 25% across the board. We were looking at 10% energy, 25% on other goods. That softens the blow in Alberta a little bit, but it's still very significant. And I think what we realized this morning is that this is happening. It could last longer than we previously thought. It seems like Trump is digging in. So
do you have any idea how long this could last?
No indications to date. The scenario we laid out is about, you know, through the rest of this year and into next year. In that case, that'll essentially wipe out the growth that we're expecting for the Alberta economy. We had the economy growing around 2.5%. Now we're looking at maybe 0.5%, unemployment going up, some job losses. So this is not a good day.
No, it doesn't feel like a good day either. What would be your message for people watching at home for their everyday lives?
Yeah, so I think we'll just have to buckle up for a little bit. We should see prices going up. Now, if there's silver lining to this right now, Ken, is that I think there's more urgency than ever before on getting things done here in Canada. So, tearing down these interprovincial trade barriers, getting major projects built, and diversifying into new markets, that can offset some of the damage, and we can't lose sight of that. I think Canadians are coming together and saying, hey, what can we do at home?
Is there a real potential that like long-lasting trade partnerships with the United States will just be gone going forward in the future?
The supply chain is there. We rely so much on them. They rely on us. It's mutually beneficial. I think cooler heads will prevail at some point. What I'm watching right now is the damage it inflicts on the U.S. economy. They have an inflation problem right now. They're at 3%, and they need to get that inflation down. The tariffs aren't going to help with that.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to play out is there is going to be some damage in the U.S. economy and prices. I think the stock market will continue to decline in this situation, and that's something Trump takes notice of. And I just don't see him watching that happen, you know, for a very long period of time before he reverses course.
What would be your advice for people who have investments that are watching that closely as the markets dive this morning? Do you have anything to maybe calm some nerves?
I mean, that's a good question. I think right now we're just going to have to see what happens. We've already seen the market adjust a little bit. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it hasn't moved more because it seems like the markets are sort of pricing in that this might not last forever. So if they are temporary, we could actually see some things going the other way. But I wouldn't make any rash decisions right now. I think now is the time to just kind of, you know, have that diversified portfolio and make sure that you're not overly exposed.
Yeah, as you said, buckle up. Mark, you mentioned it. It's a pretty tough day here in Alberta. We appreciate your insight. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
As we would continue to monitor this situation, it will develop through the morning. The Prime Minister is speaking at 8:30. We'll bring all of that to you here on CTV Morning Live.